Hey everybody, how's it going? Bill Butler here for another edition of The Scoop. Here Saturday, I am lucky to be with John Tozza. He is the owner of Martys Furniture right here in Melrose on Washington Street. And I wanted to stop in and talk to John about, in continuation with our Shop Small series this holiday season. John's a full participant, aren't you, John?
I am, yes. Yep. It's worked out pretty well for us. I think it's more for the smaller stores, but we have had some action from the Shop Small.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just obviously want to encourage people as much as possible to consider local businesses when they're doing their holiday shopping. So I want to talk to John. Now, Martys Furniture's been around for a while, hasn't it?
Since 1960, my dad, Marty, that's where the name came from, of course, started the business in Boston. We moved out here in the Melrose area in 1984. Been here ever since. My brother and I now run the store. We have a staff of probably 15 people. Have some family members. My sister's a sales girl on the floor, and myself and my brother and a bunch of other staff.
Great. And so did you kind of grow up with your dad?
I definitely grew up in the business, making deliveries with my father, and when it was a lot smaller store. Today I'm pretty much just managing the store, doing most of the buying for the floor, and everyday, day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
Along with my brother Joe.
Great. Yeah, and I think maybe kind of some of the misconceptions people may have about, local businesses and small businesses is that maybe you just don't have the selection or the price and, that you would at kind of a big box. And I got to say, I've bought furniture here. We bought a couch. My wife and I bought a couch here a few weeks ago. There is a ton of selection here.
It's a big selection, and again, you did hit on big box stores, your typical big box stores. We know big competition for anything: a pharmacy, your local pharmacy, your local hardware store, and your local furniture store. Unfortunately, has a lot of competition from these big box stores. We do have the big selection. It's a 25,000 square foot showroom. We have, as you can see in my backdrop here, a fabric selection is a galore on all different sofas. We have bedrooms, dining rooms, occasional lamps. Actually, right now we're discounting lamps 40% for the holiday season, which is a severe, serious discount. But the selection is plentiful, as good as any box store.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I see Tom Cantillini. He got a great love seat at Marty's. I gotta say your delivery staff was great. They had to take off a door in order to get a couch up on our third floor, so it worked out great.
Oh, that's good.
I appreciate
and
that.
I do commend my delivery staff. They are very conscientious. They spend a lot of time at each house to make sure it gets in the house without damaging the furniture or the walls in the house itself. So we do pride ourselves on our service. We stand behind what we sell. If there's a problem, we take care of it. I say that that's why we've been around for so long.
Yep, absolutely. One question I wanted to ask you was,
please.
what's the biggest mistake people make when buying furniture?
Well, I think there's a lot of mistakes that can be made, and I think again, not throwing down big box stores, but they're not going to spend a lot of time with the client. We try to avoid the big mistakes, and big mistakes can be colors on upholstery, sizes, too big for the room. You're in a big store, whether it's Marty's or one of my competitors. So sizes always look smaller inside the store. Anyways, it is one of the biggest problems is probably sizes. They buy a sofa too big and whatnot, and that does tend to be a problem. But we try to avoid those problems because we give them a lot of personal touch.
Yeah,
and help.
It's so important.
Yeah, it is.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. As always, in these segments, we give a little update on real estate as well. Right now, it's still really busy in Melrose, as you can imagine, John.
Yeah.
We just had a buyer win a bidding war. There were 7 offers on a property in Melrose, and usually a week or two after Thanksgiving, it dies down. So still the same thing. Anything under $1 million in Melrose right now is still humming. It's still cooking. And we're really, going to expect that to continue at least through and have a pretty strong spring as well.
If I can just touch on Melrose itself in the real estate market. Melrose is a very dedicated town. They dedicate themselves to shopping locally, which is what the theme is right now. But Melrose does it all year round. The people in Melrose are just marvelous. They come to my store. They always tell me, I'd rather shop here than go to one of the big stores. I think that has to do with the pharmacies in the store, in the town, the hardware store in the town. A lot of people like to shop locally and try to try to, give business to the locals, and I appreciate that. And Melrose has been a great community for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people love living in Melrose.
Yep,
is
I agree.
a very tight-knit community.
It is.
And at the end of the day, it really does pay off. You get really good buys and that attention and customer service that we're all looking for at the end of the day.
Oh, I agree. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, John. Hey,
All right, Phil.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good to
Okay.
see you.
All
Yeah.
right, same here.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.